Tonight on News Hour, over 24 worshippers abducted by bandits during early morning prayer in Zamfara. Angry residents blockade Kaduna-Abuja highway in protest against unending insecurity. Power supply shortage amid soaring heat wave in Abuja, causing dissatisfaction among residents. And on the international scene, Israel accused of opening fire on Gaza civilians waiting for food as death toll over 3,000 people. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Sumaya Abubakar. We'll start with security. Now, armed bandits have attacked a mosque in Safe town, which plays host to the headquarters of Safe local government area of Zamfara state. A resident of the town, Abubakar Safe, said the bandits parked their motorcycles at the outskirts of the town, disguised and dressed in native attires before entering the town. He said unspecified numbers of worshippers were abducted by the bandits. The resident also confirmed that members of the Zamfara State Community Protection Guards, also known as Askarawa, have been drafted to the bush to rescue the kidnapped victims. The State Police Command was yet to confirm the incident at the time of filing this report. Now, Daily Trust Regional Editor Yushew Adamu is joining us via phone call to give an update on the attack. Hello, Yushew. Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Hello, good evening.
It's good to have you. So please, can you give us a picture of the scale of the recent mosque attack in Safi?
Yeah, what exactly happened was that the bandits stormed Kodun Maisaje. It's an outskirts of Safi town, which is less than a kilometer distance between the away from our town of Safi. They arrived at the village, according to some residents, an hour before the early morning prayer. They took strategic places, they hid themselves. They waited patiently until residents started coming out to the mosque to observe the two Rakat congregational prayer. Then they started abducting a few of the residents. Fortunately for the residents, they sighted the bandits. So those that have sighted them, they went back home and started calling their colleagues that have not come out to the mosque. That's what helps in minimizing the casualties that the bandits abducted. At the initial stage, they abducted 5 people, according to some residents, and later 3 of the victims escaped from the bandits. 2 of the bandits escaped from the bandits and they returned to the village. So at present, only 2 victims are in the custody of the bandits.
Okay, so what about the casualties though?
Well, actually it was not an attack on the mosque.
Okay.
They like I have said, they hid themselves around the mosque and abducted their victims. So it was actually not an attack on that particular mosque.
We get that. All right, so what are the residents saying about the security measures in the council?
Obviously, they are complaining. Their worry is that on the 31st of January, the state government launched a state government-owned security outfit. Unfortunately, according to the residents, these personnel have not been equipped with necessary weapons or equipment that they can work against the bandits. One of the residents was saying that up to this moment, these personnel were not given guns for them to start confronting the bandits. He said when these bandits arrived the village, they took the resident unaware even the local vigilante members, group members, were not aware of their arrival. So that was why they succeeded, because they didn't even fire a gunshot for them to be known that, yes, they are there, so that the resident can either confront them or escape. So their main concern is that the state governor should sit up in the fight against the bandits, because, of course, they have launched the outfit, like I have said, but they were not given the right equipment for them to start executing their mandates.
Usually you are in Zamfara. What has been the response of the security agencies? Because we are aware that they've been a bit quiet. What are they saying now?
Well, anytime we have this kind of situation, like the normal journalism has stated, we have to contact all the security agencies, especially the police and maybe military. But anytime we consult the police in particular, they keep on saying that this kind of operation is a sole responsibility of the military. So we have to contact the military first. So from time to time, the military on their part used to issue press release, but that is not forthcoming because it's not frequent. They normally give their statement from time to time.
It's really a sad situation there. We hope that the state and federal government do the needful when it comes to securing the people of Zamfara. Thank you so much, Yushau Adamu, Daily Trust Regional Editor. Thank you for joining us at this hour.
Okay, have a nice day.
All right, moving on from that, the travelers along the busy Kaduna-Abuja highway were stranded on Thursday morning following a protest by residents of Gonengora under Kaka ward of Chikun local government area of Kaduna State over the killing of 2 local vigilantes and the abduction of several residents by suspected bandits in the area. The angry protesters, including women and youth who stopped travelers plying the highway for hours, were dispersed by the combined team of security agents. Trust TV's Bello Musa, who was at the scene, completes the story. Take a look.
The protesting residents were angered by the killing of 2 people by bandits when they invaded about 10 houses at Ungwara Outer in Gonengora of Chukul local government area in Kaduna State.
We just came yesterday, it's going back today. They kill anyone who just here. They kill us here. We just want to
The Kaduna State Overseeing Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs Samuel Arwan said security agencies rescued some of the abducted residents from the hands of the bandits.
In the early hours of today, we have an incident at Angon Outer axis of Gonengora, where a number of citizens were kidnapped, and we also have an unfortunate situation where a citizen was also shot dead instantly at that location.
Although some of the residents alleged that there was no prompt response from security agencies during the attack, Arwan, however, said this was not the situation.
Immediately we received the information, troops moved to the location, and that is how they came in contact with the bandits. And that is how they were able to also rescue some of those that were taken. And as we speak, I said troops supported by other security personnel or operatives are trailing them. You know, and violence cannot solve this problem. Coming to the road to block the road cannot solve this problem. But we are conscious of what is happening, and we are doing our very best as far as issue of fighting against banditry and terrorism is concerned.
Attempts by Trust TV to talk to the relatives of the victims was not successful due to tension in the area. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Federal Capital Territory, the FCT Commissioner of Police, Igwe Benedict, has warned criminal elements to vacate the territory or risk arrest and prosecution as the command has heightened strategic efforts in combating crimes. The commissioner issued the warning while parading 5 suspects involved in various criminal activities, including car robbery and fraud. Commissioner Benedict assured the public of the relentless efforts of the police to apprehend criminals, urging victims of car theft to visit the command with relevant documents for vehicle recovery. One of the paraded suspects, Paul Taju, expressed no remorse for his actions, attributing them to the country's economic challenges.
I am glad to show you that there are 3 people so far we have picked up who are involved in this business of robbery. Either they remove from where parked or they rob it outrightly. We have 3 of them here. We have Junior, David, Godwin is here. We have Paul Taju, and we have Alishitu. You can, if you go there, you will see their instruments, especially the one we describe as the master keys. About 9 or 10 of them were recovered from them. We have recovered 5 hillocks so far taken away by these hoodlums. They are all there, and several other vehicles. The vehicles totaling are now 9. If you go here now, you see we recovered bundles of dollars, supposedly to be in $10,000 wrap, but $100 denomination. All of them fake. All of them fake.
I graduate from school. I cannot really in details for now, because I cannot give in details, but I met someone that knows how to do it, and he taught me how to do it. That's it. Wow, in Nigeria, it's difficult for one now. I cannot make out any regret for now until my quiet retreat.
Away from security, the erratic power supply in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, has become increasingly unbearable for residents, particularly those relying on cooling appliances like fans and air conditioners. Supply shortages resulting in these essential appliances being turned off for extended periods, exacerbating discomfort, especially during the current heat wave, with temperatures soaring above 35 degrees Celsius in the nation's capital. Trust TV's Ibrahim Ismail takes a look at impact of electricity blackout on Abuja residents, shedding light on the challenges that they face in coping with the sweltering conditions. Take a look.
As Thursday afternoon temperatures in Abuja soared beyond 35 degrees Celsius, the unforgiving heat wave spared no one. However, what exacerbates the situation further is the inability of residents to utilize cooling fans and air conditioners, all due to the erratic power supply plaguing the city.
Now we're looking at this weather, there's no light, you have newborn babies, you have mothers with children. How do they cope at night? For those who don't have generating set, for those who even when they do have the generating set, they don't have money to buy fuel. Because are you going to think of fueling or food to put on the table for your children to eat? So it's been very difficult, but that's just reality.
There's no stable light, and coupled with the heat, in fact, I am we are unable to cope with it. Okay, and because of the poor supply of electricity, to get a fuel is not even easy. As you can see, I came to get a soft drink, but I couldn't get chilled one. I have to be served with a hot drink because the light is not there. Okay? And the tariff, the worst aspect of it is that the tariff is even increasing every day.
The erratic power supply in the Federal Capital Territory is a source of concern for all residents. As the fasting period for the holy month of Ramadan approaches, Muslim faithful express apprehension that if the issue is not properly addressed, it will exacerbate hardships for families. This underscores the significant humanitarian ramifications stemming from the unreliable electricity services in the country.
Fasting is fast approach. Without light, we cannot cope up with this hot weather. So please and please, in this hot weather now, around everywhere you go now, the weather is very harsh. It's not friendly at all, at all. So for that, in that case, we are pleading to the authority to help us to make a constant power supply for us.
Idan an tashi wani yakan iya dafa abinci a cikin ɗakinsa.
One can cook when there is electricity, but without it, one cannot cook food to break the fast or even get cold water. It will be difficult.
Wutar lantarkin in babu to ba ta gaskiya za a yi abin cikin wahala.
Meanwhile, the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company has attributed the ongoing power outage in the city to a fault affecting the supply feeder and a recent attack by vandals on transmission lines. However, residents are urging the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nyesom Wike, to intervene and address the persistent issue of erratic power supply, which continues to take a toll on the residents. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Residents of Bauchi State are now resorting to a local sweetener known as mazarquaila for their daily use following the surge in the price of sugar. The situation has stimulated demand for the locally made coated brown sugar, which is now prevalent and affordable within markets in the state. Trust TV's Adamu Imam files in this report.
Mazarquaila is the term used to refer to this local brown sugar made from sugarcane without any form of preservative. The demand has revived economic activities at the local processing communities, thereby creating job opportunities for teeming unemployed youths. The product now attracts high patronage from consumers within various communities due to how expensive processed sugar has become because of the prevailing economic situation in the country. I have turned to local brown sweetener because it is more affordable compared to the skyrocketing price of white sugar in our markets. It's becoming increasingly difficult to find white sugar for less than 100 naira. Moreover, the price of sugar has reached 300 to 400 naira per tin of milk.
I can tell you that I prefer using this in my tea, or in my kamu or ogi or pap, more than using that white sugar.
A vendor, Suleiman Abubakar, shares his experience on the level of patronage vis-a-vis the high cost of sugar in Nigerian markets, while a Bauchi-based nutritionist advised against overconsumption of the sweetener. We have noticed significant changes compared to previous years, particularly with the recent surge in the price of sugar. Many people who used to buy sugar for 50 naira and 100 naira from shops are now unable to find it at that price. However, local brown sugar available for 50 naira has become a viable alternative. Some individuals purchase large quantity and stockpile it at home for domestic consumption, as it provides a satisfactory substitute.
Each and every individual has a specific daily requirement for both calorie, that is carbohydrate, protein, fat, and water. So people should not exceed their daily recommended allowance. The way you are taking this white sugar, that is the same way you are taking this mazarquaila. But only that this mazarquaila, there are some nutrients, essential nutrients that is being intact, means that it's not undergoing refined this thing. But it's not a yardstick that people should take it the way they feel like it. They have to take it. They have to minimize it.
Visited one of the local processing farms in Tafawa Balewa local government area to see how this mazarquaila is processed for human consumption.
This that we do first, and don't forget the fact that the absence of energy, that has bedeviled the country, has been an impediment not only to agricultural industries but virtually to every aspect of production. The process where we use the what do you call it? The hay from, or rather, the stock from the processed sugarcane to burn.
Tukur also called on governments at all levels to invest in brown sugar processing for export, economic growth, as well as sustainability of the product.
The liquid sugarcane for condensation. It shouldn't have been like that. This is one of the best feed that you can give to your livestock. One of the best, very rich in everything that you can think of for the growth of your domesticated animals.
The demand of the product keeps increasing with each passing day, leading to scarcity even at wholesale points within metropolis. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has distributed food palliatives to over 100,000 vulnerable households of Maiduguri metropolis and Jere local government. The distribution is to cushion the economic hardship on the people of Borno. Trust TV's Beatrice Kurutsi has more.
This long line of tricycle riders at the Maiduguri Sports Center is to help transport food palliatives to families in Maiduguri Metropolis and Jere local government. These food items, which include maize, millet and rice, are the largest distribution exercise flagged off by the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum to cushion the effects of the current economic hardship. Although he plans to hit 200,000 households before the Ramadan fast, the governor is, however, advising residents to engage in agricultural activities, saying the food palliative scheme may not be sustainable, while assuring that government will provide the needed support for agricultural production. The governor also commended the federal government and partners for the support it extended to the state.
As long as I'm the governor of Borno State, I will continue to provide the palliatives because it is necessary. But I want to advise the general public that the distribution of palliatives to the people is not sustainable. The quantum of money needed to provide this assistance is huge, and Borno State government cannot shoulder the responsibility of doing so. I'm also commending the federal government, but you have seen what we have started few months ago. We are investing in commercial agriculture. We are investing in irrigated agriculture. I'm calling upon all people of Metropolitan Council who don't have access to marketing and other means of their livelihood to engage in agricultural activities. Government will provide pre-buses. Government will provide agricultural inputs for them and support them with some cash so that they shall go and cultivate their lands beginning from this rainy season.
Some of the beneficiaries thanked the governor for the gesture, which they said will assist them in no small measure.
Maryam Mohammed. Alhamdulillah, gaskiya muna fama da wahala. Gaskiya ba abin da zamu ce sai dai mu ce mun gode wa Allah.
We thank Allah for his support because honestly, we are suffering due to what is happening in the country. But with this food, me and my family will be sustained for some time. May Allah bless the governor and his family.
Life now is very difficult because of the cost of food items, with a measure of rice selling for 1,600 naira. But with this 25 kg bag of rice, I am sure it will last for 2 months. We are very grateful. Beatrice Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday expressed displeasure with the activities of the labor union in the country, warning that they should give peace a chance or wait till 2027 if they are interested in participating in the electoral process. Tinubu, who disclosed this in Lagos during the inauguration of the 27-kilometer Lagos Red Line train project, expressed displeasure that the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have embarked on 4 industrial actions within the first 9 months of his administration. Recall that the NLC and other related unions commenced a national planned protest on Tuesday over the high cost of living, inflation, insecurity, and hardship in the country. Tinubu, who urged Nigerians to persevere, maintained that his administration will remain consistent and committed to its policies in a bid to revive the economy. He noted that the challenges in the country as a result of the recent policies of the government are temporary.
The labor union should understand that no matter how much We cling to our freedom and rights. To call for strike within 9 months of an administration is unacceptable. If you want to participate in the electoral process, wait on the 2027. From the grim beginning, my team and I toil day and night to craft and to implement a developmental vision that will transform Lagos into the economic powerhouse.
The former Group Managing Director, First Bank of Nigeria Holdings, Urum Eke, has rejected his nomination as a member of Board of Directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Eke, an Executive Director at First Bank, was one of the 5 others nominated and screened as CBN directors by the Senate Committee on Banking, headed by Senator Adetokunbo Abiru. The report.
Presenting the report for the confirmation of appointments of other nominees, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Senator Adetokunbo Abiru, said all of them demonstrated comprehensive grasp of economic policies, adding that there was no petition against any of them.
Confirm the nomination of all the underlisted as members of the Board of Directors for the Central Bank, as members of the Board of Directors of Central Bank.
Explaining Eke's absence during the screening, Senator Orji Uzor told his colleagues that the nominee had informed him that taking the job would be in conflict with his current engagements. He explained further that the nominee is currently a consultant to the World Bank and other global business entities, hence his reason to decline the appointment.
He informed the governor of Central Bank that he might be declined not to do the job. So this is the reason it did not come.
After Kalu's explanation, the Senate during Thursday's plenary went ahead to confirm the appointment of 4 others as directors on the CBN board by voice vote, with the Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, presiding over the session.
Will the Senate approve the nomination of Mr. Robert Agbede for appointment as a member of the Board of Directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Mr. Ado Yakubu Wanka for appointment as a member of the Board of Directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
President Bola Tinubu had on February 15, 2024, asked the Senate to screen and confirm Urum Eke and 4 others as directors of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Meanwhile, a bill seeking to establish the National Assembly Budget and Research Office has scaled second reading on the floor of the Senate. The legislation, which provides the National Assembly with objective, timely and non-partisan analysis for economic and budget decisions, was sponsored by the Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin. In the debate, the lawmakers argued that the bill, which has suffered rejection in previous assemblies over the last 20 years, remains critical in strengthening legislative efficiency and ensuring that budgets passed by the executive are thoroughly scrutinized.
To really answer the name, a National Assembly that is empowered, because there is more power in terms of approvals for expenditures in the National Assembly than probably any other power. Mr. President, this bill is not targeted at confronting or challenging the executive on their budget proposal or budget estimate, but it serves as an independent office.
The bill, however, did not get a smooth passage, as Senator Adams Oshomole warned against the establishment of any agency when the federal government is trying to merge some existing ones. He said the bill will create additional financial burden on the federal government, especially at a time the country is experiencing economic hardship.
Have some agencies in order to reduce the cost of governance. Why the executive is doing that, regardless of what anybody will say, for us to rise from these chambers to say that we have created another new institution, I think on the face of it, we will be seen as expanding where the executive is reducing.
But despite his appeal, the bill was passed and forwarded to the Senate Committee on Appropriations to report back in 4 weeks. In his concluding remarks, Deputy President of the Senate expressed hope that the President would give assent to the bill when eventually passed in the interest of democracy.
So that will help the country, you know. And every member of the National Assembly can go in there and have whatever anybody wants in terms of data, in terms of statistics, in terms of information, or anybody. So it is a very important office, and we need to put that in place here in order to go with international best practice.
If eventually passed, the bill is expected to run concurrently with the Budget Office of the Executive.
The House of Representatives has urged President Bola Tinubu to comprehensively review the 2012 Orosanya report and others which all seek to reform the public sector in line with the current realities. At Thursday's plenary, the House also listed other reports to be reviewed, including the Goni Aji report, which reviewed the Orosanya report, the white paper released by former President Jonathan administration, the Ama Pepple white paper, and the Ebele Okeke white paper. The report.
The House also urged the executive arm of government to develop and implement policies that will repose the agricultural, solid minerals and informal sectors, which will serve as alternatives to those that may be laid off consequentially, while at the same time spurring economic growth. The resolution was passed equal to the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Representative Kama Nkemkama.
Essentially reduce the cost of governance as it does not reflect the current situation in the public service of the Federation.
In another development, the House of Representatives has urged the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, JAM, to extend the registration exercise for 2 weeks to enable more candidates to register for the 2024 UTME. The resolution was passed across with the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Representative Bello Shinkafi.
Also worried, without extension of the registration, many candidates will not be able to register and participate in the exercise.
The House also mandated relevant committee on education and legislative compliance to enforce strict compliance. During Thursday's plenary, the Green Chamber also urged the Federal Ministries of Education and Health to collaborate and develop a mandatory drug testing program for secondary school students in Nigeria. This followed a motion sponsored by Representative Moshood Oshun titled "The Need to Introduce Mandatory Drug Testing for Secondary School Students in Nigeria."
And it's aimed at deterring drug use and identifying students who need help with staying drug-free.
They also urged the National Orientation Agency and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to increase awareness about substance abuse among secondary school students nationwide. In the meantime, the House of Representatives, Joint Committees on Special Duties and Public Assets have asked all federal government agencies to suspend concession processes until its ongoing investigation is concluded. The chairman of the committee, Ademori Kuye, gave the directive during the inaugural investigative hearing held at the National Assembly complex in Abuja. Declaring the investigative hearing open, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, who was represented by his deputy Benjamin Kalu, stated that the exercise will mark a crucial milestone in the history of the 10th House, adding that the objective is to meticulously dissect the triumphs, challenges, and overall impact of public-private partnerships and concession agreements on public infrastructure and services. Some of the agencies that honored invitations were Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency, NEMSA, among others.
Public-private partnership operates within the framework of integrity and to ensure that we deliver on the mandate of this joint committee. Nobody is going to harass you, nobody is going to intimidate you, nobody is going to make you afraid of delivering what is the truth.
It will be recalled that Representative Said Abdullahi had on February 27, 2024, moved a motion of national public importance and the need to investigate all concession processes by agencies of government in the country.
This is News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up, We'll take a look at the impact of scavenging on livelihoods and employment in Kano State. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is Trust News Hour. Here's a recap of our top stories. We brought you over 2 dozen worshippers abducted by bandits during early morning prayer in Zamfara. And angry residents blockade Kaduna-Abuja highway in protest against unending insecurity. Moving on, the residents of Makurdi in Benue State have been reacting to the president's directive for the the full implementation of the Steve Orosanye report on the restructuring of government agencies and parastatals. Now, while they applaud Mr. President for the bold step, they also said the number of appointees in the federal cabinet is worrisome and does not reflect current economic realities in Nigeria. Jimmy Adsande reports.
The 800-page document for restructuring the Federal Civil Service, popularly known as the Orosanye Report, was a brainchild of the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan. According to Makurdi residents, implementation of the report is long overdue and commended the political will of President Bola Tinubu.
Yes, the move by the federal government to more or less reform the federal civil services in the right direction. And for most of us, we said it is something that is long overdue. And of course, it's better late than never. We believe that if we're implemented, of course, that will not just save cost, but will strengthen processes within the civil service and indeed reduce corruption to a large extent.
For Mr. President to see to it that the Orosanye report is implemented at this time, that things are very tough, I think it's a good development. The only reservation I have is that he too has appointed a very large cabinet. So is he going to start with his own cabinet?
And I think the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, taking the bold step to implement the Orosanye report, in my own opinion, is quite commendable, because the report goes down to cutting cost of governance and also increasing and making government to save more money for other projects and government expenditures.
They called on the state governors to emulate the president in this regard and save their state's resources through reduction in cost of governance.
There's a lot of lack of transparency at the state level across board. For instance, we don't know what is coming to most states and how monies that are coming to the states are being disbursed. We hope that the state government will take a cue from what the federal government is doing and be more transparent to the people, be accountable to the people, and also try as much as possible to minimize costs. You have a lot of governors flying here and there for occasions that are not very relevant at this difficult time.
The issue of cutting down costs of government have been on the front burner over time. So all arms of government should adopt this strategy so that we will make maximum use of the lean resources that we have.
Most of these agencies, the state government can actually fuse them under one agency, fuse them under one parastatal, cut costs and save more money and reduce the cost of governance across the state.
It is left to be seen if the president will make good his directive for the implementation of the Orosanye report, which was presented many years ago. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State has urged the federal government not to merge the Army University in Biu with the Nigerian Defense Academy. Speaking during the distribution of 100,000 bags of food palliatives in Maiduguri and Jere local government, he emphasized that such a decision would align with the ideologies of Boko Haram, which opposes Western education. Governor Zulum highlighted that the establishment of the Army University in Biu provided educational opportunities for Borno and neighboring states, especially considering the prolonged conflict in the northeast region that deprived children and youths of education. Therefore, he stressed the importance of preserving the institution rather than scrapping it.
If they don't want to create another university called Army University, we shall still appeal to the federal government to allow the Federal Ministry of Education to take over
the Army University to become a conventional university. This is also something that we shall plead to the federal government. If it is possible, they should allow it as Army University because of the importance of education in this part of the country. While Boko Haram is saying that education is forbidden. And I think by allowing this Army University to be, to be scrapped, I think they might have achieved one or two of their own objectives.
In a strategic move to maintain its status as the largest producer of purple hibiscus in the country, the Jigawa state government has forged a significant partnership with private organizations. The collaboration aims to elevate the quality standards of purple hibiscus for export and marks yet another milestone for the agricultural sector in the state. The report.
The partnership was officially solidified at the state's migratory free trade zone, where key decisions were made to expand both production and marketing of purple hibiscus. Agricultural development partners focusing on enhancing production and processing are actively engaging with local farmers. The concerned effort is complemented by collective initiatives with the state government ensuring sustainability for mutual benefits. Governor Umar Namadi expressed the government's contentment to fostering such partnerships with agricultural-focused organizations nationwide, with emphasis on significance of unlocking the substantial economic potential inherent in purple hibiscus farming.
Contra Jigawa also represent an important milestone in our pursuit of agricultural transformation, which places high premium on value addition across the entire agricultural value chain. Short of processing agricultural products to final consumer product, value addition is what we require at the moment to optimize returns on investment.
So Jigawa State is the largest producer of hibiscus. Every other person is a trader. So if they continue producing volumes that are of low quality, it's just a matter of time. The export countries, the exporters will stop buying from Nigeria. And if they stop buying from Nigeria, Jigawa State is the biggest loser.
The founder of the initiative highlighted the extensive economic opportunities this state's partnership holds, not only for Jigawa State, but for the entire nation.
Scavenging, once considered an informal trade primarily for the less privileged individuals, particularly in northern Nigeria, has undergone a significant transformation. Today, it has emerged as a lucrative business opportunity for youth across the region. In this special report, Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin delves into the impact of scavenging on livelihoods and employment in Kano State. Take a look.
Despite outward appearances, these young men are not mentally affected individuals. They are resilient scavengers navigating the harsh economic realities of Nigeria by engaging in these vital means of survival.
I have been scavenging right from childhood, and it is the only trade I knew. Believe me, over the years, scavenging has paid off, and we are surviving with it.
Scavenging demands minimal capital to begin, involving collectors who scour refuse for valuable items, buyers who purchase these refuse, and segments within the community that function both as collectors and recyclers. Over time, some individuals transition into recyclers, playing a vital role in the supply chain by providing raw materials to rubber and metal companies. Jamila Ahmad, a rubber recycler based in Kano, runs his operation from the Dakata small-scale industrial cluster. According to him, amidst the prevalent economic conditions, the recycling industry in Nigeria is fulfilling over 50% of the industrial demands for raw materials.
You see, by the nature of our business, it's small, but we are making significant contribution for the survival of rubber industries in Nigeria, because as of today, we do supply over 50% of rubber industrial raw materials, despite the disturbing challenges.
The sustainability of this industry faces significant challenges, such as inadequate capital, unreliable electricity supply, and scarcity of raw materials.
Unfortunately, we have lots of problems that need to be addressed. The issue of electricity, capital, and raw materials are major issues threatening the sustainability of our business.
Despite these obstacles, the sector has become a crucial source of employment for hundreds of youth, contributing to the upliftment of thousands from poverty. Both scavenging and small-scale rubber recycling are experiencing rapid growth. Financial institutions are stepping up to provide loans to recyclers, instilling hope of a brighter future within the industry. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Let's join Chiamaka Enendu for business news update.
This is the business news segment. My name is Chiamaka Enendu. We begin with news coming from the Senate, as the Senate has confirmed 4 out of 5 persons nominated by President Bola Tinubu as members of the Board of Directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The upper chamber confirmed Robert Agbede, Ado Yakubu, Murtala Sabo, and Muslimat Olanike, but did not confirm Urum Kalu for not appearing before the Committee on Banking, Insurance, and Other Financial Institutions. The Senate confirmed the nominees during plenary on Thursday after considering the report of the committee chaired by Adetokunbo Abiru, the senator representing Lagos East. Abiru said the screened nominees possess the required knowledge, experience, and academic qualifications to serve as directors in the CBN board. Meanwhile, Oji Kalu, the senator representing Abia North, explained that Eke, the nominee, was not confirmed and could not appear for screening to take up the role because it will conflict his current job as a consultant to the World Bank. Oji also told the lawmakers that Eke already informed the CBN that he will not be able to take the job. And now to other news. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and the Organization of Oil Exporting Countries, that is OPEC, have pledged to work together to achieve the nation's aspirations of attracting investment and boosting production. The Chief Corporate Communications Officer of the NNPC Limited, Olufemi Soneye, disclosed this in a statement on Thursday. Soneye said the two organizations sealed the partnership agreement with the Secretary General of OPEC, Haitham Al-Jaiz, paid a courtesy visit to the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC Limited, Mele Kyari, at the NNPC Towers in Abuja. According to the statement, he disclosed that in spite of the pushbacks on oil and gas, the world would require about $14 trillion investment from now until 2035 to be able to meet global demand. In his remarks, Kyari said the NNPC Limited was working hard to recover lost production and provide the right fiscal environment to attract investment. He expressed appreciation to OPEC for its support to Nigeria, noting that the company will continue to support the organization in whatever way it could. And also, the federal government has announced that about $22.82 billion is expected to be invested in 1,068 oil and gas projects approved between 2022 and 2023. The projects, which span across the nation, mark a pivotal movement for the sector, promising substantial economic benefit and enhanced production capabilities. At a panel session in Abuja, which focused on Nigeria's journey to maximizing its oil production potentials, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Benga Komolafe, noted and acknowledged the nation's technical capability to produce 2.26 million barrels of crude per day. He also shared insights into Nigeria's strategy to align closer to the oil production quota set by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, emphasizing the country's ongoing effort and the significant progress made in the oil sector. He also said the Commission is also intensifying efforts to collaborate with the international oil companies to ensure faster maturation and development of some high-volume deep offshore assets. And now to the stock market review, where we did see the market end today in the bearish trend. And let's take a look at how the markets performed today, down by 0.6% at 100,582.89, and that is for the all-share index, with the market capitalization reaching 54.7 trillion naira, and the volume of trade hit 542,950 million, and the value of trade hit 8.4. Let's go back to the other chart where the value of trade hit 8.69 billion naira, and the number of deals hit 9,650 deals. And now to the gainers chart, where JITCO led the gains, up by 10.00%. UBE also emerged as one of the gainers, up as well by 10.00%, while NEM was up as well by 10.00%. And in the losers chart, we did see some other companies, emerge as top losers for today's trading session, led by Sun Assurance, down by 10.00%. Etana also down by 9.81%, while CWG down also by 9.76%. And now to the top trades and market movers, I should say, where we did see United Bank for Africa emerge as a top most trade with 93.7 million shares, and Transcorp Nigeria also emerging as one of those with 54.1 million shares, and J. Paul Gold and Ventures hitting 34.3 million shares. And right about now, let us see how other markets within Africa and the global markets also performed during today's trading session. And in the forex market, the naira appreciated on Thursday compared to other foreign currencies. Let's take a look at how the naira fared during today's trading session. And now to the commodities market, where we have seen oil prices maintain the same pattern that has been witnessed in the past, I would say, 3 to 4 trading days, where we did see, the price of oil today hit about $83 a barrel, down by 0.02%. Speaking of Brent, while the OPEC basket, that is the price of oil, was up by 0.14% at $78.63 a barrel. And that's it for the business news segment. My name is Chiamaka Nendu. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Chiamaka, for that report. Now, from the international scene, bodies and the injured were brought to a hospital in Gaza City on Thursday after Israeli troops fired on a crowd of Palestinians waiting for aid. Now, more than 100 people were killed, bringing the death toll since the start of the Israel-Hamas war to more than 30,000, according to health officials. Now, footage from Shifa Hospital showed men being treated on the facility's floor. Among them was Kamel Abu Nahel, who described being shot at as he went to collect some of the aid shipment. Now, mourners also prayed over the wrapped bodies of the victims on the floor outside the hospital. And now let's join Adeni Ajishafe for sports update.
It was a night of feasting, entertainment and sport as the atmosphere at the first celebrity global fight arena was electrifying with enthusiastic fans watching and cheering their favorite fighters. Actors Ricardo Agbo and Kelvin Keduba squared while Laide Bakari and Chizi Alezi also had their turn. Comedians MC Bob and Shortcut were not left out in the maiden edition fight. The amateur bouts were intense and entertaining, showcasing the skills of up-and-coming athletes. However, it was the children's boxing bout that stole the show, with Salim Bello and Amin Bello showing exceptional talent and determination. Their victory was a proud moment for their family, highlighting the boxing legacy that runs in the blood. Former world kickboxing champion and MMA fighter Lovett Patra Ekufo said the aim was to bring sport and entertainment together in order to discover and improve on talent in sport.
The purpose of this program is to unite the world through entertainment and sports. So, Celebrity Global Fight Concert is set to bring celebrities from all walks of life to entertain their fans through entertainment, boxing, live comedy, music, and dance, with the aid with the intent to give opportunity to develop grassroots sports, to develop tourism, culture, and also to unite the world.
Ricardo Agbo and Kevin Keduba believe the buzz in entertainment can help promote sport.
Gradually there's a buzz, and with this buzz, we need more of it to start happening. So the sport is really going to gain that kind of recognition and followership.
This is a very good thing. These are initiatives. These are things we've been looking forward to seeing in this country. Entertainment coming as an inflecting factor for sports in Nigeria.
The Celebrity Global Fight will continue in children, amateur and celebrity bout and other categories on a quarterly basis across Nigeria to promote sport development and entertainment. That's Sport News. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe.
Thank you, Adeni. And with that, we wrap up Trust News Hour. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.